and feeling befuddled. Don't ask me to define that word, but I'm feeling befuddled on. I started this challenge because it's something I've been wanting to create, not just shorts, but more videos on my content page. I opened my YouTube page a long time ago, but I didn't start posting until the last year when I launched my podcast. I had posted other videos, but most of them were unlisted. Today, I'm at that, or I've been hitting that point, and I think Glow, if you're not following Glow, you need to follow Glow. I've been hitting that point where she said you would. I think she even said around day 20, maybe it was even 15, where you start to not want to post. And it's not that I don't want to post. It's just that I'm somewhere between clarifying what I want to talk about and being more on point and getting more effective at that, becoming more effective at that so that I can create high value content. And this process has had me really looking at even more deeply, not just my language, also where I'm creating or where I'm forcing parts of my business that aren't really what I really want to be doing. I don't think there are any accidents. I don't believe there are any accidents. It's a position I live my life from. It's been very helpful. It keeps me out of victim consciousness, by the way, among other things. But that one in particular does help me. I see everything as what is this trying to teach me about me? And because of that, no accidents. When I see something like I happen to open up Instagram and I'm not on, I think the channel I'm on most would be YouTube and then TikTok. But when I open Instagram and I happen to see something that speaks to me, I know that I'm receiving that. It's a message I'm receiving. And the message that I saw yesterday, I saw this quote that said, if you're not obsessed with it, don't try to build a business around it. I needed to read that as I was walking down a path of selling a 90-minute money reset because I know it's a need, because I know there is demand for it, because there has been some traction for sure. And it's not my first pillar, my obsession. What I would say I'm obsessed with is consciousness and sovereignty for everyone, but I definitely am focused on women. That was a wake-up call that I needed to see. And I'm going to stop here. That's so nice. I needed to see that. I needed to receive that. See if we can show my face. So what messages have come across your path that you have chosen not to receive, that you've chosen to skip, that you've thought, or that you felt a ting and kept going? Because all of that is the universe attempting to make itself known to you, through you. The reason why you recognize it, the reason why you see it, the reason why it stops you even for a moment is because it's mirroring, it's messaging, it's connecting with something that is already inside of you. It's not a new idea. It's not a new message that was designed and you happen to see it. It was a message that was placed before you so that you would see it. But that's life. We see lots of that stuff. We get a lot of feedback. We're getting feedback all day, every day. It'll feel like it's external, but the first feedback we're getting is how we experience things, how we relate with it, how we feel about it. That's our first layer of intelligence, because all the other stuff is information and you could draw from it, but that's like a wild goose chase because you'll never know what something really means outside of you that's external. You only can clarify how you responded to it, how you felt about it, how you are interpreting it, what's happening inside your body. What is your nervous system attempting to help you see through that, witnessing that, seeing that? I talk about neutral observation in a couple of my videos, and I'll probably keep talking about it because it is the practice and skill that has changed my life and continues to change my life. It gives me altitude almost daily. What message has been trying to reach you that you are looking past, that you are pretending like isn't for you? You might not be ready to receive it. That's okay. I'm not saying force it. And if there are things in your life that you want to experience in a different way, if there are goals and dreams, and if there's ways that you're living out of integrity inside of your own body, your own person, all of that all those messages, all it's trying to do is help you, support you in finding the insight, finding the leverage, finding the propulsion, the motivation, or the inspiration to choose something different, to make a shift, to pivot, to take that action, to say goodbye, to you name it, fill in the blank. I gave you lots of options. So thinking about, if you're with me right now, then this is the opportunity. Like, what message has been trying to reach you that you've been moving past? And it's not something out here. It's coming to you out here because we're in the 3D world. But who you are is not your body. Who you are is the consciousness that resides, that lives, that breathes you. So when something's coming across you, it's attempting to mirror, it's attempting to bring its awareness to you. Our life is always trying to communicate with us. But that's why I always go back to trusting yourself and your own embodiment and how you feel about something and how you are responding to it. I just made a huge decision. It was huge because it's not just the example of the immediate nature, it's actually what it represents. It's actually the chain of events that will come after. It's actually the discernment and the leadership, the inner leadership, the self-leadership of myself as a solopreneur right now, which is not something I want to be doing forever. I am not a natural solopreneur. I am a collaborator. I'm an extroverted introvert, so I do need to unplug and move away. And I thrive in collaboration and communication and connection and creativity, co-creativity with others. That decision, though, what happened right before that decision was so much pain, I just had a good cry on the beach. And I'm somebody who lives in the flow. Not always, but that is my intention. The practice of that has helped me. And so I can step into that more quickly and more swiftly. And I'm committed. I'm committed to my own sovereignty. I'm committed to walking my talk. I'm committed to this journey that I'm on, this being a entrepreneur, building the foundation for a 7-figure business. So it's getting right. I say that to share as a testimonial that what was happening for me before I made that decision was so much discomfort in my body, in my solar plexus, in my abdomen, in my heart. And then what happens is we have these feelings, but then what do we make them to be? So for me, the old, younger version of me could go into this story of, which is kind of attached to this one major belief that I don't believe anymore, but it does creep in every now and then. It's not going to happen for me. Because I have a lot of evidence of that growing up as a mixed race Mexican-American girl with a lot of friends who didn't look like me, who had a lot of wealth, a lot of access. None of my friends, I didn't do this on purpose, but I was clearly drawn to them. And it made my life more challenging because I was always comparing. They didn't struggle. They had real life struggles, but they didn't have any of the struggles I had. They weren't worried about financial aid every 10 weeks. They weren't worried about having a car. They weren't worried about anything. Like, they didn't need to have a job during school, most of them. So my point is that we all have that. You have a version of that. That's my version of that. And the story I could have told myself what was happening earlier was I could go into that place of feeling not like a failure, but like the energy of that, the energy of disappointment, the energy of discouragement, the energy of loneliness. All of that is all, for me, in my experience, the same vibration. And luckily, I have a practice of knowing I have to move my body. I have to move my body when that happens. And it took a while to move. I just sat out on the ocean. I was looking at that line between where the ocean seems to end and the sky begins. And I also was doing some processing, and it's hot today, but it took a while, but I moved the energy. And so then what's on the other side of that is more possibility, is more range, more breadth, more depth. It's expanded. And that's often all we need to do is be open, be willing, be neutral, have compassion, and we have to move our body. So what message is trying to reach you? What message have you been ignoring that you're actually wanting, you're actually seeking answers for, but you have been not paying attention to it? What message? That's my question for you to consider. What's the message trying to reach you, beautiful human? soul. And finally, thank you for being here. My name is Jennifer Herrera. I'm still clarifying how I want to start and end these videos, so if you're here, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I'm the real deal, so I'll tell you that. If you want to stick around, there's some big stuff happening here. I'd love for you to be a part of it. Until next time.